Hey everyone, Denja here. Today is March 1st, so we get the new Trader's Outpost stuff today. So let's go over and take a look at our new items. So the first item we have is an ensemble. It's the Bell Automated Exoplate. If you're thinking this looks familiar, it is the same model they used for the Battle Gear of Guiding Light from Blackrock Foundry. It is a pretty nice looking plate set, but it's not the top of my list, being I already have the Heroic and the normal version of this same looking set. The only real difference between this and the normal and Heroic sets are the crystal colors. Pushing on, up next we have the Trusty Treasure Trove. This is a unique item. We haven't seen this model in game before. It looks pretty cool, but for a price of 750 Trader's Tenders, it just seems a bit high to me. This is one I will not be getting. I'll hold off on it, and when it comes back around, hopefully it's paired up with stuff that I'm not interested in, and I'll grab it at that point. But let's head on to the next item. And our next item is another ensemble. This one is the Glorious Dragon Rider's Mail. This is a pretty nice looking set. They didn't get the chest done, obviously. If you get the Island Expedition version of this, you'll notice that the chest is basically a green tattoo on the male characters. On the female characters, it's a bra and tattoo. It was a pretty popular set during BFA because the chest looked like a giant tattoo. Hopefully Blizzard can figure out what to do about the chest and get one to you for the ensemble. Besides that, it's a fairly nice looking set. The only thing that would stop me from buying it would be the lack of the chest. Pushing on, up next is the Pandaren Monk Battle Pet. This was an in-game shop item back in the day. I believe they removed it from it a few years back. He's not a bad little pet, but he's basically free if it's one you hadn't gotten before. Moving on, our next item is a one-handed sword called Frozen Shadow. This is a recolor of Hailstorm, which was a Wrath of the Lich King drop off of Malagos in the Eye of Eternity. So this sword has not been current content for quite a while. Hailstorm was white and light blue. This is black and dark blue. And as much as I like it, I don't think I would put my 400 Trader's Tenders into this month. I'll wait for it to come around again, and if there's not many items up I want at that point in time, I'll probably look at getting it. But pushing on to our next item, we have a shield, the Filigreed Lion's Maw. This is pretty nice looking, and it should pair up fairly well with the Fierce Gladiator Scale Armor, which is the Legion PvP set for Paladins. So at a price of $250, if I was a tank or a healer, this is something I would definitely be interested in. With that said, let's head on to our next item. We have a two-handed sword next. Actually, the next two items are both two-handed swords. We have the Triumphant Blade Master's Greatsword and the Shadowy Blade Master's Greatsword. Both versions use the same model. They just have a slight color variation. I thought they were well worth the Trader Tenders, so I picked them up for my characters. I always like getting an extra two-handed sword, and I'm pretty happy with them. But let's push on to the next item, which is a hat. It's the Dread Admiral's Bicorn. I'm pretty torn on this one. I'm not sure if I want it or not. It's probably one of the better pirate helms in the game at this point in time. I have a month to make my mind up, so there is that. Before the month is up, I have a feeling this will be added to my collection. It is a pretty nice looking pirate hat. Anyways, let's push on to the next item. Up next is a two-piece ensemble, the Vagabond's Midnight Threads. I did buy this one. I figured it was worth the 100 Trader's Tenders, and I thought the black looked pretty good. With this one you'll get the hood and the back. It's a fairly simple and easy ensemble, and it's pretty nice. Let's push on to the next one. It's the ensemble Wanderer's Midnight Trappings. I didn't buy this one because I had bought the Vagabond one, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of other colors coming through for the next few months on these, so maybe I'll find a different one that I like a little better than the black, and I'll go with that. And for 100 Trader's Tenders, the price isn't too bad. But let's push on to the next item. And now we have the Gnomish Liquid Transfer Apparatus, aka the Bucket. This is kind of interesting. I'm not a caster, but I'm going to assume it can be used as a offhand, so it's kind of neat. And for only 75 Trader Tenders, you really can't go wrong buying this. Let's head on to the next item. So it seems we're getting a new shirt, the Fabulously Flashy Finery. It costs only 50 Trader's Tenders. I'm still not sure I'd buy this for that. I guess I don't have much of an opinion on it. If you like it, you like it, and you're going to spend the 50. And if you don't, well, you're probably not going to spend it. Let's push on to the next item. And the last item for sale this month is the Great Cloak of the Virtuous Protector. It's a pretty neat looking cloak. For 50 Trader's Tenders. It looks like it'd go pretty well with a few of the Paladin sets I have. And if you made it this far, we'll take a look at the ensemble you get for completing the monthly. And this is the ensemble you get, the Dark Moon Harley Quinn Spells. They made it look like a really good fantasy jester set. They did a nice job on it. I really hope Blizzard can keep this up. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. You can click on subscribe. Thanks for coming by and watching it. I'm going to send a hi out to my best friend, and you all take care.